Have you ever felt like games aren't fun anymore? No matter what game you pick, you feel bored and disengaged. Well, I have, and I have decided to change that. Is it possible to learn to love games again? I'm not too sure, but I sure as hell want to try and share my thoughts and experiences of the games I play, and maybe, just maybe, you might give those games a try yourselves. Now, I hypothesize that I just don't try to have fun in games anymore. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that I put too much pressure on the game itself without giving it a chance by having wild expectations on what it could be or how it would make me feel. So the plan is to jump into games without the usual huge amount of research I put into the games I plan to play, and instead just shut my brain off and leave expectations or judgments out the front door. Let's begin. Before we take a look at how my experience when playing, let's first talk about the game itself. What I chose with the most advanced form of smooth-brained human diligence and connoisseur's eyes is Enclave. From what I have gathered from playing Enclave is that it is a well-rounded level-based story progression with a hack and slash type combat. Clear the objective, collect gems and gold, and watch the story unfold. Now, what's unique about this game for me is that it uses what I like to call a coin flip story. This means that it has two campaigns. The first campaign that is unlocked is the light version, where you fight for the good side against the demon armies and eventually banish the big bad demon daddy Vatar from being revived again. Now, once you finish the light campaign, you get access to the dark campaign where you do the opposite. You still do objectives, like in the light campaign, but instead of helping the light side, you actually help the demon daddy Vatar fully revive, whilst also seeing the light side get completely crushed. But enough of the lollygagging, and let's get into the gameplay. Like any game, it starts off with a simple enough level that also teaches you about the core game mechanics. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, breaking barrels was way ahead of it. You good, my man? The Lord has blessed you. Can I loot? I cannot. I assume mouse 2 to activate lever. But what's there? Can I not go there? There's no sprint. Did that do damage to me? Okay, jump. So wait, which way am I supposed to go? This seems... Okay.
They're attacking us.
Sup, dude? Can I... Straight up? Okay. XP farm. Oh? That's interesting. Oh. Chill. Not too bad. E. Uh-huh. The tutorial has come. Huh? Damage? Okay, some Tomb Raider stuff. Climb, jump, and move forward. Okay, but what about the other places? Can't use items while on a ladder. Up to this point, I didn't see anything odd about the game. I was moreover impressed if anything. However, little did I know, the game was cooking something and I just had to let it. The mechanic I struggled with the most was how combat hitboxes worked in combat. This one aspect I was struggling with a lot, even until the end of the game. However, when you started unlocking better equipment and longer range weapons, it did get easier. However, short range weapons were still incredibly finicky. I couldn't tell if I was just slapping them or I actually hit them with the blade. This is kind of insane. I'll get you one of these times, buddy. Just stand still. Well, one at a time, please. One at a time. Don't hit me, only I can hit you. Wait, you only did 1 damage. Am I OP? Oh my god. This is not going in my favor. Oh, crap. Ah, wow, this is the Huntress. From the light campaign. Oh no, I'm getting my ass handed to me. Come on, square up, square up, square up. Ah. Ah. Ah, okay. Range is a big thing in this game. Oof. God damn. That's interesting. If I hit and then run into them. Now, you cannot talk about combat without also mentioning the AI that you battle. The AI in this game was way before its time. The AI that made the game into a Grandmaster chess game. It kept keeping you at the edge of your seat. You did not know what could happen. Would the enemies A. hit you normally? B. emote on you in the middle of combat? C. kill themselves by jumping off the map? Or D. Zerg rush you to next week? Now, you've seen a lot of melee combat so far, however melee is definitely not the single only option to play. This game actually features a full roster of characters you can play with different combat styles. The main styles, of course, are melee, archer, and caster. The characters you can play get unlocked as you complete more levels. And there are dark counterparts to each light character. Take for example the halfling on the light campaign and goblin that's on the dark campaign. I did do my due diligence and tried each style at least once. Like the beginner warrior, who was just okay. The archer I really tried loving, but I just didn't understand the point of it. You just got surge rush 24/7. Next was the caster. The caster just used a specific staff like corrosion or a fire staff to fire fireballs, and that felt decent enough. Out of all the characters, I really started leaning towards the halfling for its nimble speeds, but that's mainly because for the 16 hours I played this game for, 4 hours of it was spent on redoing levels because of the constant crashing. No! No! Oh no! No! Now, I'm not sure why I kept up with the dozens of crashes that happened. Maybe I'm a masochist, or maybe I just figured it was a difficulty aspect of the game. But finally, I had an epiphany. Crashes can usually be solved, so I decided to search if anyone had similar issues, and lo and behold, they did. And I fixed the crashes by just going to the game's affinity and setting it to 1 CPU core. As I mentioned before, this is a level-based game, and these levels had, in my opinion, really nice level designs, and they felt good to traverse and explore. These levels ranged from dark dungeons to magical floating castles with dragons flying about. As you stumble through the story and the levels, you could notice that there were collectible coins on each level, and each level had its own maximum findable gold. Now, this gold and the gemstones that also contributed to the gold were not always in plain sight. Sometimes it was hidden in chests, boxes, high-octane parkour puzzles, or in the wallets of the poor victims in your path. Now, to me, the main game is the Light campaign, as it had the most levels out of the two and had the longest and toughest last level. Usually, you would think that beating the boss of the game is the hardest part, like in, let's say, Dark Souls. However, the toughest part of the game was always the regular enemies you would encounter. Not to mention user errors and bugs. The crescendo of the game was stopping Vatar, and this was a 3-part battle starting with a burning symbol you had to destroy with a ballista. After that, you had to go and destroy both the burning symbol and then the heart of the beast, and then finally killing the weakened Vatar himself as the 3rd part. This was of course all done with Vatar trying to stop you with homemade Molotovs and moving Halloween decorations. Yes! Hell yeah! Let's go! Now, I did not mention this before, but this game was made in 2002. Yeah, 2002, almost 22 years ago. I'm not sure what you thought about the gameplay, but to me, it was wild that such an old game could be this intricate and could probably rival a lot of modern games with its many features and thought out systems. From the small puzzles and parkour paths to the well-made story-based levels, it kept me entertained, albeit it took a bit at the start to really forget myself and start enjoying the game for what it is. Stupid fun. The game wasn't incredibly hard, but it also wasn't so easy it became a brain-dead activity. What also made the game entertaining was the fact that I kept learning something new about the game the more I played, as it wasn't really taught in the tutorial. Things like weapon combos and different attack patterns and effectiveness of equipment or the characters you played were something I found out on accident as I kept playing. And to me, that's really great when a game keeps up the mystery that you can just explore and find out on your own. Ultimately, at the end of it all, I have to say that for the first game of many, turning my brain off and just playing it did definitely work, and as a result, Enclave is probably my favorite game in recent memory.